Ik bin, je suis, yo soy, watashi wa nanun igosum. I am Chris. This is Chris in English, and it's Happy Hump Day, my friends. We have made it halfway through our week. I hope you are all doing well. I know I am. I've had a great week so far. I'm looking forward to a continuation of exactly that. Yesterday, I got to help a friend set up his computer microphone. He was having some problems getting it to work with his browser, so we spent some time talking and interfacing over computer, and we were able to get his microphone working, and that means tonight we're going to get together. We're going to play some video games online together again. Leanie! Hello, my Leanie. I hope you're doing well today. I hope all is well with you. I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. Look, I have a delicious cup of coffee right here. It's a good cup of coffee. Woo! I got my woo in the house. Mr. Marty, good to see you, sir. I hope everyone is doing well today. I'm doing great. I'm doing really, really well. I've been awake a little while now. I woke up a little bit early this morning, about 4 o'clock, and didn't get back to sleep. So I jumped out of bed and I started getting ready to come and see you guys. So I hope we have a good show today. Mr. Nemo, I am so happy to see you, sir. Happy Wednesday. It is still Wednesday in Switzerland, right? Oh, it must be. It must be. Hey, what are we going to do today? Well, we're going to, of course, have our word of the day. I'm going to teach everybody a word that you can use in the English-speaking world. I'll give you the San Diego coronavirus update. We got a little bit of bad news on that front, I'm afraid. In our news today, we're going to be talking about pyramids and mummies and sword fights. 3:30, that's not bad. That's not bad. You're almost done with your workday. And the rest of the evening is open for you to do anything you'd like. Let's see, where were we? We're going to talk about mummies. We're going to talk about pyramids. We're going to talk about a sword fight. It's 2020. The year is 2020, and we're going to talk about a sword fight. We'll talk a little bit about helping verbs and modals. We'll open it up for our class chat. And we will have our question of the day. If you had to change your name, what would you change it to and why? What if you had to change your name? It had to happen. But you get to choose. What would you change your name to? That's our question of the day. We'll talk about that all together. Oh no, Marty is in quarantine. First of all, are you feeling good? Are you feeling healthy? Are you showing any symptoms? I hope you're not. I hope you're well. Second of all, are you in your home? Do you have the comforts of your house? Are you in a hospital or in a recovery area? Where are you and how are you feeling? I hope you're doing well. I hope everybody's doing well. I am not sick. Knock wood. No one I know is sick. Knock wood. We're going to hope that, well, Marty, I hope you're not sick. Don't be sick. Don't be sick, because then what I just said is not true. You don't want that to happen to me, Marty, do you? You don't want me to be not true. Vincent or Hoyt? Vincent or Hoyt? I'm not sure exactly what that means. Vincent is a male's name. Hoyt is a last name. Vincent or Hoyt? Is that where you're staying? Are you staying with a friend named Vincent at the Hoyt Hotel? I don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, let's quickly take a moment. I'm sure you guys have heard about the explosion in Beirut, Lebanon. So let's take a quick moment and send our heartfelt feelings to the people who are in Beirut right now, who are recovering from that terrible disaster, that terrible explosion. Please know that our hearts are with you all. Oh, okay, I'll be back to you, Marty. Yes, please know our hearts are with you all. I am going to be giving a little bit of money to the United Nations Fund that will be helping your recovery. And I am encouraging everyone to send a little bit of money, just a little bit, to the United Nations Relief Fund for the people of Beirut, Lebanon, so that we can help them recover from that terrible disaster that happened in their city yesterday. Marty is telling us the answer to our question of the day. If Marty had to change his name, he would choose Vincent or Hoyt. Hoyt sounds very Dutch. Hoyt sounds like a very Dutch name. Vincent, we have a couple Vincents here in the United States. Vincent Price was a very famous horror actor from the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. And, of course, we all know Vincent van Gogh, who's not American and not alive. But he is a Vincent. So I think that's a good choice, Marty. Or should I say Vincent? A student association. 4 positive cases in your student association. Good. So what we're called... Not good. That's horrible, and I'm sorry to hear that. Those associations, though, we have a name for them now. We're calling them bubbles or pods. Of course he's Dutch. Stupid teacher. Stupid not remembering that Vincent van Gogh is Dutch. Yeah. Marty, how many ears do you have, Marty? Do you have one on this side and one on this side? I hope so. I hope it's not a Dutch thing where you go around slicing off ears. I like your ears. You know, you got pretty good ears, so keep them. I hope that you are not symptomatic. I hope that you do not get sick. My thoughts are with you, sir. Oh. Okay, let's see where we are, people of Lebanon. My heart is with you guys today. Corona update in San Diego. We got a little bit of bad news in the news this morning. First of all, I'll just give you the raw numbers. In San Diego County, they're saying we have 30,579 confirmed cases of coronavirus with 568 deaths. And in California, they're saying we have 527,000 cases with 9,699 deaths. Here's the bad news. There was a news report that came out today that says California's numbers are all wrong and all low. So that means numbers that I just read, the numbers that I've been reading to you guys every day from California and from San Diego are too low. We don't have the right numbers. We don't know what the accurate numbers are. Hopefully by the end of this week, they will have this problem fixed because I want accurate information, right? There's not much I can do right now, but I can find out information, and that's what I want. So hopefully these numbers will be fixed and improved later. Carol! So good to see you, Carol. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are healthy and safe. Here, Carol, here is a sip of coffee for you. Coffee tastes much better when you drink it with friends. Hello, back to you, my Carol. I am so glad you made it here today. Ooh, I just shook everything. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, what is next on our list? We just had our coronavirus update. Let's do the word of the day. You guys have been very patient. How about a word of the day? How about a noun word of the day? How about a relatively rare noun as your word of the day? Here we go. Your word of the day today. If you want to see it written out, visit the website, ChrisinEnglish.com, where you can see the word of the day every day. Our word of the day today is insolence. Insolence. I-N-S-O-L-E-N-C-E. Insolence. It's a medium rare noun. I prefer my nouns rare. When I cut my noun, I want it to go moo. Insolence is a noun that means great rudeness, disrespect, lack of consideration. Insolence. This rudeness is especially acute when it comes from someone in a lower class sect and it is towards someone from a higher class. For example, a child speaking back to an adult, speaking back to their parent, we would say that was insolence because of the class difference between the child and the adult. You insolent fool! Very good. Yes, every movie that has a villain, that has a bad guy, the bad guy always says, "You insolent fool!" Very good, Marty. Now, I just want to point out that, yes, insolent and insolence are related. Insolent, modifying the noun fool, is an adjective. Insolence is the noun form. But you're absolutely right. They are totally related and totally mean the same thing. They talk about great rudeness. In the United States, sometimes the police will give someone a ticket. Not because they committed a crime, but because the police think they've been rude. So you can get a ticket for insolence if you say something bad to the police. If you have the wrong bumper sticker on your car, if you're wearing the wrong t-shirt, if you're singing the wrong song, the police might give you a ticket for your insolence. Also, just so you know, some students don't realize this, but punching your teacher is a form of insolence. Don't do it. Don't do it. Insolence, the noun. That is our word of the day. Anybody got a sentence for me? Marty gave me a sentence with the adjective, "You insolent fool!" How about the rest of you? Anybody got a sentence using our word of the day, insolence? Great rudeness, disrespect, and lack of consideration. I love that phrase, Marty. I love that phrase. Of course, I love fantasy movies and science fiction movies, comic books, all of that geeky stuff. So we get that insolent fool line a lot in my circles. Let's see, what do I have next for you? I just want to remind everybody about the Chris in English Grammar Challenge. If you go to the website, ChrisinEnglish.com, you'll see a blue button right there. If you click the button, you will be able to take the Chris in English Grammar Challenge. And if you get the most points, if you get the highest score, you will win a Webster dictionary set with a dictionary, with a thesaurus, and with a vocabulary builder. You can win that just by answering 11 simple grammar questions, all about verb forms. The contest ends this Friday. I'll announce the winner on Monday. Will it be you? It might be, if you take the challenge. That's the Chris in English Grammar Challenge. Go to ChrisinEnglish.com. See how you do. Pyramids and mummies. When I was a kid, we all knew about mummies in the pyramids, but of course the most famous mummy of all, Tutankhamun, King Tut. Oh, Nemo's saying something. What are you saying here, Nemo? We should never punch someone inside because there's too much paperwork. It's true. It is true. If you're ever going to punch someone, make sure it's outside. Make sure you're not in a building. If you're in a building, you're going to have to do paperwork and sign things, and it's just a hassle. It's just, especially if you punch the teacher. There's so much paperwork if you punch the teacher. It's such insolence. Nemo, you remember my lessons, even the jokes. King Tut, also known as Tutankhamun, the boy king from Egypt. He lived about, I want to say, 3,000 years ago. Marty was so lucky he got to see the mummified body. Oh, that is fantastic. And in fact, the reason we're talking about this is because they're going to be moving his coffin. They're going to move his coffin and renovate it. You guys have seen the picture. Marty has seen the actual thing, but everyone has seen the picture of King Tut's golden coffin. Well, it's falling apart. It's a little bit old. Yes, I know that, Marty. I am taller than King Tut. All right, maybe that's not something to be proud of. But yeah, I did know that. He was very short, very small. Of course, in the last 5,000 years, the average height of humans has increased. Not my height, but the average height of humans in general. Well, they're moving King Tut's coffin because they want to repair it. There are some holes, some tears, some of the gold is starting to come off, and they want to repair his coffin so that it looks beautiful again, just like the day he died, I guess. And they're going to do this in their new museum, the Grand Museum of Egypt. Hello, evolution. Yeah. Although being tall isn't good for evolution. Think about those dinosaurs. Those dinosaurs, they were very tall, but that didn't help them. The Grand Egyptian Museum. Egypt is spending $1 billion to build a giant museum to celebrate their culture. And that's where the coffin is going to be renovated, and I believe that they'll actually keep it on display there. The museum isn't quite open yet, so my guess is they'll use the King Tut display as their major display when they open. I'd like to see it. I love ancient Egypt and pyramids and mummies and stuff. When I was a kid, I read all sorts of books about mummies and pyramids, and then, of course, because I was reading about mummies, I couldn't sleep at night because I was afraid the mummy would come get me. Never did. So I guess I'm okay. Yeah, so maybe I'll have to plan my trip to Egypt when this museum is open so that I can see the renovated coffin of King Tut. Marty, you want to see him again? We can plan a trip together. That's true. That is true. Dinosaurs like oxygen just like other animals. Stupid evolution. You know, I am one of the people, and this is a little controversial, I know. I'm one of the people who think there is probably a dinosaur still around on our planet somewhere. Whether it's the Loch Ness Monster, might be a dinosaur. Whether there's a plesiosaur in the depths of the ocean. Or if there is an Apatosaurus in the jungles of Africa or South America. I would not be surprised to find out that there is a dinosaur species that's still around somewhere. Of course, what we know now is that birds are dinosaurs or related to dinosaurs. So when you eat chicken, think about that poor Tyrannosaurus Rex who gave its life so you could eat. In the United States, a man and a woman were getting a divorce. They have children, and that makes it more difficult because, of course, they have to have a custody battle to decide who are the children going to live with. Well, in Kansas, this couple was going through the divorce, and they were going through the custody battle to see who would get to have custody of the children. And the husband told the judge that he would like to challenge his wife to a samurai sword fight to the death to see who would get custody of the children. A sword fight in 2020. Now, the last time there was a sword fight in the United States that I could confirm was 1818. That's a long time ago, and it was a different world. We don't just fight people with swords anymore. But it's not unheard of to have sword fights over things, and this man wanted to fight his ex-wife over their children with swords. Welcome to the new world. Same as the old world. Nessie, if at all real, probably is or was a plesiosaur. Yes, that's my belief as well. If there is a Loch Ness monster, he would probably be some sort of plesiosaur. Crocodiles are related to the Sarcosuchi. Oh, that's interesting. That's a new one for me. I'm pretty good with my dinosaur names. That's a good one, a new one for me. There is a large fish, a kind of sturgeon, that lives in Loch Ness that some scientists think are what people are seeing. They see the top of the fish as it comes out of the water or some such thing, and it looks like a hump. Or if he comes up for air, it might look like a neck. So that might be Sarcosuchus. So just because it's like a crocodile, I'm going to guess that it is a marine-going reptile with big, big teeth. Giant, giant teeth. And depending on when he lived, if he was Jurassic or Triassic, he might be a little bit bigger than me. Just a little bit bigger than me. Let's quickly talk. We got a little bit of time. I do want to talk a little bit about grammar today. Don't worry, it's going to be easy. Easy, short grammar. We're going to talk about modals and helping verbs. Why? Because sometimes students don't realize that modals are a type of helping verb. It's true. Think about the three auxiliary verbs, be, have, and do. These are helping verbs as well. For example, the verb be. Be can help a main verb become progressive. Talk about progressive ideas. Be can help a main verb become passive voice. Be helps a main verb do a different job. Have. The helping verb have, the auxiliary helping verb have, helps a main verb do a different job. Have helps a main verb become perfect form. Or it helps it become passive causative. Have helps a main verb do a different job. Do helps a main verb ask a question. Do helps a main verb become negative. These are helping verbs. And modals are helping verbs too. Swiss Army knife. Good to see you, sir. I hope you're doing well today. We're talking quickly about helping verbs and modals. Because modals are a type of helping verb. If you think about it, it's easy to see. The verb can is a modal that helps the main verb ask about permission. Or it can help the main verb talk about ability. Can helps the main verb do a different job. Must is a modal. We can use must with a main verb, and must helps the main verb talk about obligation and necessity. Sometimes when we think about modals, we get a little confused, we get a little scared. Oh, there's so many modals. Oh, there's so many reasons to use modals. But if you ever feel that way, take a step back, take a deep breath. Everybody with me now. 1, 2, 3. Modals are a kind of helping verb. They help the main verb do a different job. Figure out the job you need your main verb to do. Find the modal that helps the main verb do that job. And you've got your modal verb problems solved. Just like that. Modals, a type of helping verb. We got a question of the day today. Marty has already answered. I'll give his answer after I read the question again. If you had to change your name, what would your new name be and why? Marty, he says he would change his name to Vincent or Hoyt. Hoyt sounds Dutch, Marty. It sounds very Dutch. In fact, YT, words with a YT, especially a YT ending, not very common in English, and so we often will equate them with a foreign language, usually Dutch. Hoyt or Vincent. My answer, in case you're interested, if I had to change my name, I would change my name from Chris Wiley to Cristobal de la Muerte. Huh? Cristobal de la Muerte. That's Spanish. It means Chris of Death. Ooh, doesn't it sound suave? Doesn't it sound debonair? Doesn't it sound oh so sophisticated? Cristobal de la Muerte. Swiss Army Knife, you would choose Chris. You would give up the name Swiss Army Knife and just choose regular plain old Chris. I'm honored, but you can do better. You can do better. Hoyt is not Dutch. I'm hearing that Hoyt is not Dutch. What is Hoyt? What is Hoyt? Do we know any Hoyts? I know some people who are afraid of Hoyts. That was a bad joke. That was a horrible joke. Ludwig! Ludwig! I know the name Ludwig, of course, but I know the German spelling, mostly from, you know, that musician guy. What was his name? Beethoven, something like that. Beethoven. He had a couple pretty good songs. I don't think he ever made the top 10 of the Billboard charts, but I could be wrong. If you had to change your name, Carol, if you had to change your name, what would you change your name to? I would become Cristobal de la Muerte because it sounds scary but sophisticated. Or, if you don't want to answer that question, maybe you have a question for me. Anybody out there have a question for me? Maybe it's about grammar. Maybe it's about English. Maybe it's about San Diego or the United States, California, Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere, Earth, our solar system, our galaxy, our universe, the multiverse. Maybe I can answer. Carol. She would change her name from Caroline to Carol. How about Care Bear? How about my Care Bear? Aww. Oh, Chris is not scary. Marty is not scared of me. Someone once told me, and I think they're probably telling the truth. They said, I am as scary as a hamster. You know a hamster, right? He's a small, little, fuzzy animal, right? If you have him in your house, he lives in a little cage with a wheel. He runs on the wheel. He doesn't go anywhere because the wheel just goes around, but he runs. He puts food in his mouth. He eats. He keeps it here. He saves his food here because he doesn't have a refrigerator. Yeah. That's it. That's the hamster. Scary as a hamster. Sweet Caroline. Bum, bum, bum. Good times never felt so good. So good. So good. So good. That's the Sweet Caroline song, of course. You know that, my Sweet Caroline. All right, my friends, we are just about out of time here, but do not worry. This video is going to be on my IGTV. This video is going to be on my YouTube page, but of course, this YouTube is going to be on my website, so you can see it there. Leave a comment. If you're not here, if you're watching the recording and you want to answer the question, what would you change your name to if you had to change your name? Please let us know. We all want to know the answer. And one more time, here's a heartfelt sorry to the people of Lebanon, Beirut, and the terrible disaster that you had yesterday. My heart is with you. I hope that you recover quickly, completely, and well. What is my Marty saying? Check the BBC segment where hamsters eat the candle fat from gravesite candles. Wow. Wow, those are scary hamsters. Maybe hamsters are more scary than I thought. Thank you, Miss Caroline. Thank you. That's why we're here. We're here to remember the times that we had together. And, of course, to make new memories and new experiences together as well. If you want another new experience, I'll be back here tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. San Diego time. Same as always, Monday through Friday. If you need me before then, send me an email, chris@ChrisinEnglish.com. Visit the website, ChrisinEnglish.com. I will look forward to seeing you guys later. Until then, please remember, my name is Chris, and I love you all. Go away.